Hello everyone, this is Logan59XP here, and today we are here to watch Summer Game Fest 2026, the Summer Jeffs, the Summer Keeleys. So yeah, expectations, honestly, not that much, although I do think there's going to be some big stuff in this for sure. Probably even bigger than what we saw at the State of Play a few days ago. Although, if you guys saw my reaction to the State of Play a few days ago, I thought the State of Play was actually pretty decent. We had some pretty solid announcements in there. Um, but this, I think, will probably have even bigger ones just by the nature of being Summer Game Fest. But there's only one announcement I'm actually hoping for, right? Because obviously we're not going to see Persona until the Xbox event. We're not going to see anything Nintendo until they do their direct later this month. Which means that as far as what I personally want to see, FF7. Everyone's expecting it to be here. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say expecting, but I sure hope it's here. And there is a track record, right? Because we had the 2023 trailer was at the Summer Games Fest after the original reveal at the Final Fantasy VII Anniversary event in 2022. So there's definitely a history. There is absolutely a history. Oh, we gotta turn on the audio. There's absolutely a history, without question. Plus, I mean, FF7 Rebirth just came out on Xbox and Switch, so if there is a time, now that both part 1 and part 2 are now officially on everything, now would be the perfect time to announce it. But we'll see. Aside from that, I really don't have any other notable expectations. I guess the only other thing that I can really say, if we're going to go for the memes, I guess, is let's hope that whatever Jeff ends on this time is a game that actually lasts. I don't really care about the whole high guard thing, but I know people memed on Jeff pretty hard when, that was like the last big reveal, and on top of that, like, the game died in like less than a month or whatever. I forget how long it actually took for it to shut down, but it wasn't as fast as Concord, but it wasn't much better. But I don't know. Yeah, FF7. That's really all I want to see that has any chance of being here. All right. I mean, of course, if we're going pie in the sky, frickin' give us Ocarina of Time. But Nintendo's not going to let Jeff reveal Ocarina of Time, as awesome as that would be. We're gonna have to wait until later this month for that. And I say later this month because ever since E3 went away, and Nintendo does their June directs like later on in the month as opposed to earlier on in the month, like everyone else still does. So we're probably waiting until like June 24th or 25th or something for that direct. But yeah, so it's about to start any kind of minute now. So let's go ahead and full screen this, and yeah, I got nothing else to say. One thing I just noticed now is you see the volume indicator. Like whenever I turn the volume up and down on my headphones, it does that. That's a little annoying that that's kind of on the screen every single time. I wonder if there's a way I can disable that. But whatever. So, my guess is this is gonna be 2 hours long. Now, Summer Games Fest is never as long as the Game Awards. Game Awards is always like 3 hours or 3 hours 30 minutes, something like that. Summer Games Fest is shorter, but it's probably still going to be a while. Like, it's going to be at least an hour and 30 minutes, at the bare minimum. Okay, so so apparently, literally an hour ago at 1:04 p.m. an hour ago, Jeff put out a tweet saying today's final announcement at Summer Game Fest will be a single player narrative game. Thank you for the feedback. That is literally line for line what his tweet said. So clearly he heard the message from what happened with High Guard, so that's good. Now, technically speaking, Ocarina of Time could be that last game. Also, FF7 could be that last game, but anyway. Alrighty then, it begins. Viewer discretion is advised. E through M.
Please welcome to the stage the creator of the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley.
Hold on, I have the subtitles turned on. What the? I've never seen that before. Anyway, here he is, the man himself. Hopefully this, yeah. Well, that suit, that's a new suit for him. I've never seen him wear a suit like that.
You guys are prepped and ready.
It's kind of like dark red.
It's a good one. Don't worry. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to
Alrighty.
Game Fest, gaming's biggest global showcase of what's next. You know, we started SGF back in 2020 because we didn't want to lose that magic moment every June when gamers around the world come together to hype ourselves about the future. New worlds, new stories, new characters, and yeah, maybe the return of some fan favorites too. This is our 7th and biggest SGF, and I have to say, guys, the magic is back. We have a great show for you today.
You can see the teleprompter in the back.
For the next 2 hours, we, alongside some of the world's most talented game developers, are going to show you why gaming's best days are right ahead of us. What I love about SGF is that we put platforms and rivalries aside. It doesn't matter where you play, everyone is welcome here today. And right now, everyone has a lot of games to play. As you can see behind me, in just the first 5 months of 2026, Steam saw a record-setting 9,265 new game releases, and that's up from 7,800 last year. There are now more games and more creators than at any point in the history of this great medium. Now, sure, a cynic might look at those numbers and think, how can anyone possibly break through with their game? But then, great medium. Now, sure, a cynic might look at those numbers and
Wait,
think,
what?
how can anyone
I think the stream just broke.
their game? But then, we're brand new IPs
What?
like
Oh.
Nugenix, Windrose.
Okay, I don't know what happened there. Okay, now it's back to normal.
Players, you guys are hungry for new experiences. You want originality, games at different price points. And when developers take bold, creative swings, turns out you guys show up for them. Really great. So congratulations to all those games. Now, you know, some games, they become global blockbusters, but others actually find smaller, passionate communities that love them deeply. And today, both of those kinds of success matter. The truth is, not every game has to be for everyone. That's what makes this medium so exciting right now.
I do like the red suit. I'm biased though. Red's my favorite color.
Your next favorite game today. So get ready to get wish listing. Should we get on with the show? Okay. It's going to be a fun ride. So let's get started with our preview of what's ahead with our first announcement.
Alrighty then. Is this I already have a theory as to what this is, even though it's probably not what I think it is, because that technically wouldn't be a new thing. No, it's definitely not what I think it is. I was gonna say, is this Marvel 1943? When we saw that overhead shot, but nah, because that wouldn't be a new game. Although we haven't seen that game in a while.
Oui? Yes? So, you're the American who called earlier. The sisters, the men on the 3rd floor. Ah, welcome to Paris. It's so nice to meet you. Brr, it's freezing. Come in. Come in. We don't want you to catch a cold. I hate to say it, but your brother is, well, quite odd. In we go.
Actually, speaking of Marvel 1943, so Marvel 1943, which is the one made by Amy Hennig, formerly of Uncharted fame, she This is being done at Skydance New Media. However, apparently today it was just announced that Paramount is going to be, because of course Paramount owns Skydance now, or maybe a more accurate term is Skydance owns Paramount. You know, that whole thing. Apparently they are consolidating that, and now it's just going to be called Paramount Games Studio. That's going to be the new name for that studio. Marvel 1943 is still a part of that. There's also apparently an untitled Star Wars game that's going to be a part of that. But yeah. It's kind of funny. I was just literally scrolling through, like, you know how I said, Jeff said there's going to be a single player game at the end, right? Obviously in response to what happened with Highguard. Well, literally the article I'm looking at this on, there's the thing like right below it is the thing that says Paramount is making a unified games studio. Is like one of the recommended articles or whatever. It's kind of funny how that all lines up. But yeah, still don't really know what this game is supposed to be, though. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a horror game of some kind. That's the gut feeling I'm getting right now, so that's what it's gonna turn into. Yep. This is Resident Evil. Like, there were a bunch of horror games at the State of Play, but none of them were Resident Evil. This is Resident Evil. Just from that, yeah, obviously, yeah. REV, yeah. Resident Evil. Yep, there's the name drop. Claire Redfield. Oh, they're doing Code Veronica. Okay. Okay, that's cool. I know some people have been wanting to see that. Code Veronica. Get remake. Because I think that's the only one they haven't really remade yet, right? They remade the first game a long time ago. But then they remade 2, part of 3. I know 3 is kind of controversial, but still. There it is on everything, including Switch 2 2027. Okay, that's a good, solid announcement. It's a good starter announcement. But yeah, I think that's literally like the only major Resident Evil game that hasn't gotten a remake yet. From like the old ones, at least. Okay, let's see what's next. Ooh, Cuphead developer.
Hello there, I'm Cuphead here at Studio MDHR headquarters.
Okay. 2 for 2. This is a 2 for 2.
We're happy to confirm that development has begun on a brand new hand-animated Cuphead video game.
Alrighty, a sequel is in development. Nice.
Which will take Cuphead and friends on a fresh, exciting adventure.
Hopefully it won't take them until 2038. It felt like it took forever for the DLC to come out. But hey, I'm sure it's going to be worth it. Obviously, they do fantastic work. Their hand-drawn animation, you know, is amazing. So, you know, it's going to take a while. I love this retro look, by the way. I love this retro aesthetic that they got for this. But yeah, okay then, that's great. Code Veronica and Cuphead 2. Two big announcements out the gate.
A small team within our studio has been working in secret on something completely different. This new project is a love letter to the era that brought us into the world of video games. We have prepared a sneak peek, and I'd say it's pretty radical. Over here?
Is it some 90s inspired thing? Okay, so they got 2 games.
Now in development at Studio MDHR. It's Mighty Cuphead Adventure. A new fast-action platform.
Okay, so they got like a little like Cuphead like pixel spin-off game. Okay, cool. Again, this retro is they went all in on the retro logo aesthetic and everything. But okay, that's great. So we got Cuphead 2 and a spin-off.
There you have it, two brand new games.
We haven't heard from them in a while, ever since the DLC came out like 5 or 6 years ago.
Action platformer
So,
for consoles and PC, and then a brand new hand-animated Cuphead game has been confirmed too. Great.
alrighty.
Well, now please join me in welcoming my co-host and partner in a new game discovery website called Looking for Game. It's Lucy James, everyone.
Alrighty. I mean, obviously, he's not going to be able to keep that energy for the whole show, but that was a really solid first 2 announcements. That almost felt like his way of making up for High Guard. I mean, he already told us that we're going to end on a single-player game. He already said that. But, like, he was like, okay, we're going to open up the show with 2 banger announcements that no one can complain about. Yeah. Oh, this is Fox. Well, not literally Fox, of course, but, 20th Century. Which is what... I still call them Fox. Oh, is this Alien, the new Alien? The new Alien, because this is Sega as well, so this must be the Alien Insurrection, or whatever it's called. What, Alien Isolation, whatever the game is that came out in 2014 that's finally getting a sequel that people really liked. That's what this is, I assume. But didn't they just announce that, like, a month or 2 ago? Unless this is some other game. But it's Creative Assembly, so that's the studio that made that game, so... I assume this is that Alien game, but again, I think they just announced this not that long ago. Now, maybe they said they were going to show it in summer. Maybe they told us and I just didn't know. But I know they announced it. They announced it like a month or so ago. But I don't think there was any other news on it other than it's in development or whatever, as far as I could remember. Oh, okay, no, it is Alien. It is Alien. Okay. Okay, so it is okay, cool. Another solid thing. Didn't get to see much of it, but that's cool. That's here. Okay. That's a game I know people are excited for.
I'm Al Hope, creative director of Alien Isolation 2.
And I'm Anna Sobikova, art director of Alien Isolation 2.
On behalf of the whole survival team at Creative Assembly, we're very excited to share our return to the survival horror genre. It's been 12 years since we released the first Alien Isolation, and we're continuing.
It's been 12 years since 2014.
Which builds on that core isolation experience of escaping the terrifying, unkillable, relentless alien.
And this time, we're unleashing the alien on an unsuspecting colony world. From the claustrophobic confines of the colony itself to the exposed and storm-ravaged landscape surrounding it, Kurosaki Station is a new hunting ground for the ultimate apex predator. Players will face a desperate struggle to survive and escape, and we cannot wait to show you more in the future. Thanks.
So yeah, they didn't have much to show. I'm not surprised, because again, they like just announced it like not too long ago. But it's still cool that it's here.
Anna and Al, today we are honored to have one of gaming's true visionaries here with us in the audience. For more than 2 decades, his work has reminded us that games can be emotional and deeply human. From Eco to Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, this guy, Ueda.
Unforgettable mark on this.
That's his last name, I think.
Join me in recognizing the legendary Fumito Ueda-san.
Yeah.
Great to see you.
He's working on a new game, I believe. Not with Sony, but he's working on a new game. I forget what it's called, though.
And now, let's talk about his next game. A few years ago, we gave you an early glimpse at Ueda-san's next game, then known as Project Robot. Well, now, it's time to step deeper into the mysterious, unsettling, and epic world that marks Ueda's first game in a decade. Let's take a look.
Oh yeah, it has been a decade, because his last game was The Last Guardian. That was a decade ago now. Almost a decade. I want to say we saw this not too terribly long ago. I think this was at the Game Awards last year. Or maybe it was the one before that. Maybe it was 2024. I don't know. I feel like I remember seeing this game not too long ago. Yeah, people are definitely going to be interested in this game, for sure. Now, this is an Epic. This is being published by Epic, so that almost certainly means that on PC at least, yeah, no Steam release, at least for a while, I assume. Did Alan Wake 2 ever come to Steam? I don't remember if it ever came to Steam or not. I know it wasn't at Steam at launch. Ooh, that frame rate. Frame rate we saw right there. Could have been better. But this game is still probably a while away, to be fair. Yeah, you could definitely see how it goes from like 60 to 30 to like 25. It's definitely variable. Gen Atlas. Yeah, Epic Games, PS5, Series X and S, no Steam.
Does that look incredible?
Maybe it'll come to Steam later, but...
I cannot wait for Gen Atlas. Thank you. Oh, wait a son. All right, well, next we travel to the east, to China, circa 848 AD. Blood Message is a cinematic single-player action-adventure game from NetEase. You are a messenger.
Okay, so I think we've finally hit our first game that is not from, like, an established person of some kind. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna look. Like I was gonna look earlier, and I kind of got distracted. How long is this gonna be? Because again, my guess is this is gonna be like almost 2 hours. Yeah, it says 2 hours. At least it's on the article I just saw. So about 2 hours. Okay. Well, we're only 15 minutes in or so, but we've already gotten a couple of pretty cool announcements. So, you know, that's nice. FF7, I would imagine, is going to be the closer. I would imagine it would be the closer, right? I mean, it's FF7. That's a closer game. But then again, the Rebirth trailer wasn't the closer last time at the game. Well, not the last Summer Games Fest, but the one before that. Actually, no, the one that was in 2023. That was the one. That was the one where they had it, but it wasn't the closer. It wasn't the closer. I believe. You want to know what's funny? If I remember correctly, the game they closed Summer Games Fest 2023 with, I think it was The Last of Us Online, or no, it was The Last of Us Part 1, right? Well, or was that the one before? Oh God, I can't remember anymore. I don't know. I know they talked about The Last of Us Online at one of the Summer Games Fests, which is kind of ironic since that game, of course, ended up getting canceled, but... Which is a bit of a shame, because it is, The Last of Us, so it immediately has more going for it than, like, Fair Game or Concord or any of the other live service stuff that has kind of come and most likely gone. In the case, like, High Guard at this point, I'm just gonna assume is gonna get canned, right? I'm expecting any day now that they're gonna announce that High Guard is canceled, because we haven't seen it in 3 years. That game is almost certainly dead. Like, it feels like that Sony is kind of they're kind of realigning their lineup, right? I think they saw that, okay, the Last of Us, the live service kind of thing they were trying to do has not panned out, and I think they are trying to move away from it as fast as they can, while keeping the stuff that is still that's too far into, like, obviously the new Horizon, Hunter Wild, whatever it's called, that has, like, the cartoony art style, that's obviously still coming out because that's too far along in development for them to can. But I think they also know at this point that, one, that's not what people want. People don't want the live service games, but also they are obviously, I'm sure, spooked by how Concord did. And obviously Concord's kind of a special case. we're never going to get a game that kind of crashes and burns the way that that one did probably ever again. Even High Guard wasn't on the level of Concord in terms of it crashing and burning. So
Now please welcome a game developer who is visiting the US for the first time in 2 decades. From RGG Studio, it's Masayoshi Yokoyama.
okay, Stranger Than Heaven. I thought this would be at the Xbox event because they already did an Xbox thing for it earlier this year. But then again, we already had the Alien Isolation thing, so
Exciting new update about Stranger Than Heaven. First, please take a look at this.
but yeah. Anyways, my point is, I think Sony is trying to move away from their live service push as fast as they reasonably can. Anything that is too far along in development to be canned, they'll keep that going. Horizon, they'll keep going. That's going to still come out. But stuff that doesn't have any pre-existing IP appeal, like, Fair Games, that's probably going to get canned. Obviously, Concord crashed and burned. There's other live service games that I'm sure have been canned that we never even heard about. Because most of what they've been talking about lately has been their single-player efforts again. Obviously we got the God of War remake announcement in the State of Play in February. And then we, of course, got that new God of War announced. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. How are they going to pull that off? Literally, how can they pull that off? I guess they had to get...
Crazy.
Wait, what?
Oh, we got a lot to talk about. First of all,
How is that gonna work?
本作の発売日は2027年1月15日となります。そして先ほどのトレーラーには新しいキャストも情報が含まれていましたが、その件に関しては
This could go very sideways very quickly.
Stranger Than Heaven will be released on January 15th, 2027. As you may have noticed in the trailer, we revealed some interesting new cast members. To tell you more about that, I'd like to bring out a special guest.
Please welcome Snoop Dogg.
Okay. Okay, can't go wrong with this. Everyone likes Snoop Dogg. But how are they gonna do Tupac? They can't, like, unless they do AI, they can't do that, right? Like, for his voice. Like, obviously they can get his likeness from, like, the estate or whoever controls Tupac stuff. But, like, the voice, like, unless they, do AI or they get some voice actor, like, I wonder how they're gonna do that.
now we got to talk about what just announced in this trailer. How's Tupac being a part of this?
The Tupac estate and my son and myself, we work very closely together. So it just made sense to put him in this game because his likeness and his spirit still lives on. And I just feel like it was so connected to what we're doing. So
Okay, so, I mean, of course they have blessing from the estate, but how is he gonna be voiced, though, is the question I have.
Great. Well, we're looking forward to hearing more on Stranger Than Heaven.
They'll probably just have some... I doubt it's gonna be AI. They're probably just gonna, like, get a voice actor to try and do as close as they can to whatever his voice is.
we're building a hip hop gaming universe, bringing an authentic culture to life. You know what I'm saying? And we just got a lot of plans that we plan on actually bringing to life.
I don't know. Well, I'm sure we'll find out eventually, but they'll probably just be a normal voice actor.
Thank you very much, Snoop Dogg. Thanks for joining us. Yokoyama-san, Jamil,
But that is very interesting that they got the likeness to Tupac in this game of all things.
more crazy
But
stuff.
sure, why not?
All right, next we're excited to announce the stunning debut title from a new studio in Sweden. Hex is an open-world action-adventure game from key creators behind The Division and Little Nightmares. You brave the wild north.
So what was I saying? Oh yeah, I keep getting distracted on my little thing. Oh yeah, so basically, yeah, I think Sony is... They're moving away from the live service push. I don't think they're going to abandon it completely. I'm sure they're going to want at least 1 or 2 live service games, running at all times, but I think they are moving away from that. That's what it feels like, The only downside is that it's come at the cost of, like, the PS5 generation not having as many big single-player releases as people would like. But, oh well. At least this bodes well for the PS6, though. But, I mean, we'll see what happens when we get there, But hey, we got Wolverine coming, right? We have Wolverine coming. That's obviously a big title, big single-player game for them. And we also have Intergalactic coming at some point from Naughty Dog. So that's 2 big single-player games that are definitely going to be on the PS5 still. Speaking of single-player games, I still need to play Astrobot. Because Astro's Playroom, as I've said many times before, is an amazing pack-in title. And, Astrobot is obviously a more full-fledged, proper game compared to Astro's Playroom. And obviously it was received extremely well, beloved title, even won Game of the Year in 2024. So, I'll definitely want to play it at some point. But I got a backlog, that's already pretty big as is. So I'm not in any rush to add any new titles to it, aside from ones I'm gonna get no matter what. Like, obviously I'm gonna get Splatoon Raiders when it comes out and stuff, but... But as far as, like, previously released games, I don't need to add any more to that collection right now.
Watch this closely because here's a little tease of what's ahead.
Oh, wait, this is Death by Daylight. I recognize that logo. Okay. Maybe they're gonna announce a sequel or something? Oh, this is Warframe. I think. Wait, no, it's not. I swear I saw something that looked Warframe-y. No, this is not Warframe at all. At the very first frame, I thought I saw something that looked like a Warframe character, but nope. Not at all. This looks kind of interesting, actually. You, like, build your own, like, walking fortress.
Turn on the air.
Yeah, that game actually looks kind of interesting. Oh, is this gonna be Black Flag Resync? Yep, this is Black Flag. This was finally announced not too long ago after years of rumors. Funny enough, Black Flag is the only Assassin's Creed game I've actually substantially played. And I like Black Flag. It's pretty solid. I never finished it, but I played like a good chunk of it many years ago. And I know this for a lot of people, this is their favorite Assassin's Creed game. Certainly their favorite Assassin's Creed game in more, you know, for a long time, you know. Because this is one of the last Assassin's Creed games that came out that people generally really liked and wasn't, like, kind of controversial in some ways. I don't think this game really needed a remake / remaster, but it's cool that it's getting one, I guess. Oh, hold on. I think the thing just happened again where it went out of sync. It's probably gonna fix itself. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there's the fix.
Welcome back to SGF. That was Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, which is arriving July 9th. Now,
Oh, I didn't realize it was coming that soon.
a game that reunites one of the best action game developers in the world with a legendary franchise.
Okay. Oh, speak of the devil. I literally was talking about Paramount Game Studios earlier, and here they are. Here's, I guess, their first announcement under their new name. Ooh, new platinum game. Oh, this game is finally coming out? This game was announced, like, years ago, and it's been in, like... It's completely just been in hiatus for so long.
Fun yet?
This was announced in, like, 2022 or something.
Believe it or not. All right, well, that's another TMNT.
I don't remember that being a platinum game, though. Maybe it was a Prime 4 type situation where halfway through they switched developers.
For Expedition 33 and Final Fantasy 16, it's Ben Starr who voices the Visitor in Fortnite.
Yeah, Ben Starr, known for The Visitor in Fortnite. I'm guessing that's a meme or something on his shirt. I don't recognize it, though.
For the past little while, I have had the incredible opportunity to step into the world of Fortnite as the Visitor. And today, I finally get to share a glimpse of where that journey is heading next. We've been working on this for a long time. A new season is about to begin, and everything is about to change. Let me show you what's coming in Fortnite's next season, Runners, launching later tonight.
Okay, this is not too surprising. We've seen Fortnite stuff at these events before.
The hunt for power breeds chaos. And that chaos...
You know, it is honestly kind of a miracle that Fortnite is still as relevant today as it was, like, 8 years ago. Like, I know there was a period of time in, like, 2019, 2020, whenever, when people kind of were like, okay, I think we're officially past Fortnite. But no, it is held on. It's held on tight. In fact, if anything, it's become bigger, you know? It might not be quite the cultural landmark it was in, like, 2018 or whatever, but it's still a massive game, right? I mean, I still play it every now and then. Oh, John Wick. John Wick is back. He was one of, like, the OG skins, right? He was one of, like, the OG skins in the early seasons was John Wick. Except this one is cel-shaded.
Now, if you're wondering how we end up on this new
Okay, hold on. It's out of sync again.
happening live inside Fortnite right after Summer Game Fest.
This season, we asked every player to choose a side. And in the live event happening live inside Fortnite right after Summer Game Fest. This season, we asked every player to choose a side. Party starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, but the doors open early and starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. But the
I don't think me doing anything fixes it. I think it's on their end.
the event, I've got a little surprise waiting for you.
Yeah, I can't fix the audio being desynced. I can't do anything about that. Now I heard him say something about something at the very end of the show. And since he was in Final Fantasy 16, maybe he's talking about FF7?
For a special announcement from Bandai Namco about
Ooh.
one of the most influential sci-fi franchises ever created.
The audio is still out of sync, but whatever. This is Bandai Namco.
Kind measured time by seasons, not sirens. For a moment, the future felt promising. Out here, that promise is a lie.
Is this... Again, the audio's, like, not in sync. I can't do anything about that. Like, I'm up to date. That's not me. That's them. I'm not really sure what this is.
Every breath taken is inside an armored shell.
I had a theory at first, and now I'm not really sure what this is. Well, it's Gundam something, I assume.
Darkness coming for us. It remembers one man. The pilot.
This has got to be Gundam something. Which is Bandai Namco. More so the Bandai side, but yeah, there we go, Gundam, okay. I don't know, the way that, like, she was kind of building that up, that made it sound like it was, like, an outside franchise. Not, like, an internal one.
I'm here.
Because Gundam is, like, an internal series, I think. Or at least it's traditionally been Bandai Namco, so, I don't know.
Thousands of games launch every year, so finding your next favorite can be tough. That's why I'm launching my new newsletter, Looking for Game. Thank you.
We're about 40 minutes in.
Selecting games that deserve your attention every week and sending
Just
demos
saying,
to
that's all. Not that it's dragging or anything. I think the pacing has been pretty good.
Head over to lookingfor.games to sign up with players.
We haven't had, like, a really big announcement in a bit, but I'm sure there's still a couple more left.
Solo developer Adrian Mulero from Spain. It is a co-op physics game about two geese and one very fragile egg.
Okay, Honky, ready to be a parent?
Sure.
Okay, so now we get some of the smaller titles.
Be careful with our little baby.
Don't drop it. Don't drop it. Careful. To left. Your other left.
Again, for some reason it's out of sync again. I don't know what's going on with that. I can't do anything about that.
Okay, new plan.
Let's just hope that when they get to, like, a big announcement again, it's not out of sync when that happens. That will be annoying if it is. And this is the official feed, by the way. This is the official Summer Games Fest feed on the Game Awards channel. This is not, like, a third-party feed. So I don't think going to, like, IGN or whatever is going to make any difference, because they're just going to be watching the same feed I am.
Extremely hard game.
At least they have a pun in there, I guess.
What a fun game. All right, now it is time for a debut game from a veteran team of developers who come from Naughty Dog and Infinity Ward and other amazing studios. Over the past half-decade, they've quietly been working on an ambitious new project. here is the global announcement.
Okay, then.
People are endlessly disappointing. The grade A.
I would say this definitely looks like a game from Naughty Dog and Infinity War X developers. It's like a combination of, the Call of Duty, military style with like the Naughty Dog third-person gameplay. It's like a perfect fusion of the two.
See, that's where we're different. I genuinely like most people.
Oh, then you're truly a sick fuck.
That's no moon. It really is funny how this really does look like a perfect fusion of Naughty Dog and Infinity War. It's really funny how perfectly it looks. It really is like combining the two things the studios are known for into one game.
You guys don't understand the real threat.
I think the audio is in sync again, by the way. Now, all this footage is 30 FPS. It doesn't mean the final game will be only 30, I'm just pointing it out. I mean, I know you guys all have eyeballs, you can tell if it's 30 or not, but I'm just saying. Most games this generation have had a 60 FPS mode. I think it's been very rare for a game to only be 30 FPS. Worst case scenario, it's been the game is 30 at launch, but it gets a 60 mode later. Why does that look like what is it called? The thing from Iron Man 3, like that red hot like orange stuff that they get infected with in Iron Man 3. That's kind of what it looks like. I don't know what the name of that is. I forget. It's been a while since I've seen that movie. But you know what I'm talking about if you've seen it. The thing that like the fake Mandarin has at the end and Pepper has at the end. Crossfire. That's a different Crossfire, of course, but that's definitely a stash. That's definitely a stash that guy has right there.
Two opposing operators must form a temporary alliance. Depending on one another is their only chance of survival. To support this narrative, we completely rethought how cover and traversal work together and created a system that rewards tactical thinking, stealth, and repositioning. It's called Adaptive Cover. With Adaptive Cover, our player character Layla dynamically adjusts her stance to react to complex terrain and the enemy's line of sight. It fundamentally changes your relationship with the environment and becomes an active skill to master.
Shout out to our amazing team at That's No Moon, who are meticulously crafting Crossfire. It's for all of you who, like us, love high-agency, single-player, story-driven games. Thank you.
That line feels like that was on purpose, emphasizing we know what you all like, single-player narrative experience, and it really feels like it's on purpose.
We introduced the next game from Remedy Entertainment. Here's a new look at the mind-bending world of Control Resonant.
Okay, well, we just saw this the other day at the State of Play. I'm surprised they're showing it again, to be honest. Again, we just saw this at the State of Play. Oh, there's Control Lady. I don't actually know what her name is, but that's the lady from the first game.
Caused by a new type of hostile resonance. It is beyond anything that we can currently measure. It's all.
Although this game doesn't really look like a sequel, this looks more like a spin-off of some kind. Is this also Epic published like Alan Wake was? I don't actually remember if it is. Huh? Okay, I don't... Okay, fast forward. Okay, I don't know what happened there, but... Okay, we're fine now. Oh, it is on Steam. Okay, so that one is on Steam.
Right now, it's time for another Summer Game Fest exclusive. The announcement of the next game in a storied franchise.
We all have our own reasons for coming to this vast frontier. But for our guild, we who protect this land, one reason stands above all others.
Oh, okay, I heard Guild, and now I see MMO. This is Guild Wars 3? I assume? I don't know anything about Guild Wars for the most part, but I know that Guild Wars 1 and 2 exist. I know it's been a long time since Guild Wars 2 came out.
At the gods who hold dominion over all. We cannot guarantee your comfort or even your safety. But if you yearn for horizons unexplored,
I mean, I've seen Guild Wars 2 gameplay, and this is obviously a massive leap over that. But to be fair, Guild Wars 2 came out in, like, you know, 2011 or 2013 or whatever. Yeah, there it is, Guild Wars 3. Okay. That will certainly be exciting for some people. I'm not an MMO person, but cool. It's been a long time since there's been a new one. Let me look and see how long it... Whoops.
I'm Colin Johansson, the studio head at Arena Night. I want to thank you for watching the exclusive first look at our upcoming game. The time is right for the next evolution of the MMORPG, and that game is Guild Wars 3.
So yeah, Guild Wars 2 came out in 2012. That is how long it has been.
Glad you all agree. Guild Wars 3 is an epic world that is both beautiful and fun to explore.
Now, obviously, there's been lots of DLCs and updates since then. I mean, it's an MMO after all, but...
An entirely new type of MMO experience. By launching on PC and PlayStation 5, we're inviting the biggest audience yet to experience...
Oh yeah, it's on consoles. Not on Series X, though. It's only on PS5. But the fact that it's on consoles at all, I mean, that's a big deal for an MMO. MMOs are traditionally, mostly, you know, PC. And Guild Wars 2 is only on PC, as far as I can remember. So, I don't know. That's neat, I suppose. Not my game, but that is a notable announcement. That is a notable announcement.
Rivals and some very familiar faces. Star Wars Galactic Racer is coming.
Alright, this game. We've seen this game a couple of times.
And now it's time to head to a brand new planet, Dervenakos. Now this is pod racing.
She said the line. She said the line. This game's definitely going to have an audience, for sure. Again, it's not me, but... This is like... There hasn't been a pod racing game in a very long time. So, this game definitely will have an audience. Hello, Antonia. Welcome to the stream. Nice to have you. I was kind of hoping you would have been here a little earlier, but oh well. We still got a lot of time, though, so thank you for joining in here. See, I just got done watching The Abyss on Disney Plus. The Abyss. That's James Cameron, right? Is that the movie I'm thinking of? I don't know why. Yeah, look at this. Pod racing. Woo! But, Yes, okay then. So we've already had a couple of big announcements that you've missed out on. We've had Resident Evil Code Veronica remake. We've had Cuphead 2 as well as a spin-off announced. We've had Guild Wars 3. We've had a couple of other notable announcements. So we've had some good announcements. We've had some good announcements, although we have not had, you know, FF7 or something on that level just yet. But, you know, hopefully we'll get that later. But we've had some good announcements so far. We've had some good announcements. But we still got another, like, hour-ish left to go. So we still got a lot of time left. The audio's out of sync again. Oh yeah, this is another thing too, is that you obviously haven't been here for this, but for whatever reason, this is not on my end, and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm all the way fast forwarded. I'm as live as you could possibly be, but for some reason the audio becomes desynced every once in a while. Then it has to like refix itself. But I can't do anything about that. So yeah, the audio is still out of sync. I can't do anything about it. It's annoying, but... And it's weird, too, because I don't think this has ever been a problem. I don't think this has ever been a problem with the Game Awards before, or Summer Games Fest, so I'm not sure why it's a problem now. I mean, I could load up the Twitch feed, although then I would have to sacrifice quality, and I could see if that's any better. Crazy Taxi? Oh, we found. I was literally talking about this the other day.
Today we've got your first ever look at the surprising scale and scope of the next installment. This is Virtua Fighter Crossroads.
Okay, more Virtua Fighter. Cool. I would have preferred to see Crazy Taxi or Jet Set Radio, but at least it got acknowledged. Because we haven't seen either of those games, really, since they were announced at the Game Awards years ago. But we have seen the new Virtua Fighter at least once. Oh yeah, by the way, here's another announcement. So RGG already showed Stranger Than Heaven. They showed Stranger Than Heaven, some more of that earlier. And they announced Snoop Dogg and Tupac are going to be in the game. Now, Snoop Dogg on its own... Okay, sure. That makes sense. He's been in a lot of games. Sure. But, of course, Tupac, it's like, well, they can't exactly put Tupac in the game. At least not really, for obvious reasons. But apparently they have, you know, permission from the estate, and we don't know how he's going to be voiced just yet. But, yeah, he's in the game, along with Tupac. Along with Snoop Dogg, so that's interesting. I'm very tempted to switch over to the Twitch stream to see if the audio delay goes away, even if it means worse image quality. Oh, what? The official feed on Twitch is only 720p 60. Also, it's further ahead. It's like a good 10 seconds ahead. So let me refresh this. Maybe that'll help. No, Hold on, I think I saw people complaining about the delay. I think I saw someone complain about the delay on there. You know what? Hold on. You know what? We're gonna switch over to this. We're gonna switch over to this. I don't care if it's only 720p. At least it's more active. It's only 720p, but at least the audio isn't delayed on this one. So whatever, we'll live. Okay, so now this is another game that we saw at the State of Play. So I'm a little surprised they're showing it again. So yeah, I think the audio delay is not on the Twitch feed, but the Twitch feed is only 720p. Why it's not 1080 is beyond me. Maybe they don't want to sacrifice the bitrate, because on Twitch you're still stuck at 6 kilobits. So maybe they figured if we do 720p, it will look better, even if it's lower resolution because of the bitrate limitations. I can kind of understand that, but it's also a little annoying when the YouTube feed is 4K, but whatever. Again, as long as it doesn't delay, I'll... Okay, I'm not gonna lie, for a split second I got excited. For a split second, I got excited. I had that feeling. But nah, this is Nintendo Switch 2 as games. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything more than that. Heck, I wasn't even expecting Nintendo Switch 2 as games. I was just expecting us to get nothing. But yeah, so there's Nintendo Switch 2 as games, I guess. I mean, again, I wasn't expecting us to get anything from them anyway, but yeah. Yeah, it's a really annoying that this is only 720p. Like, really? Oh well. But at least the audio is fixed, and I think that's more important. Also, look at those viewer numbers, by the way. Look at that. Look at those viewer numbers. That's just on Twitch. That's not including YouTube or Twitter or any other platform they're streaming on. Oh, Grounded 2. Wait, why? Wait, Eidos Montreal? Since when did Eidos Montreal work on any of these? I thought these were just Obsidian. I'm honestly surprised this game got a sequel as fast as it did, because it felt like the original Grounded came out, like, not that long ago. No Switch 2 version, at least not yet. The reason I bring that up is because the game came out on Switch 1. The first game came out on Switch 1 like a few years ago, I think. I don't know, maybe it'll come eventually.
Not me. You can have all the luck in the world. But what matters is the choice you make when the cards are on the table.
Like, I don't know if you guys can see this, but like that red text that was right here was real blurry because of the chroma subsampling at 720p. If this was a 1080p feed, it wouldn't have looked as bad, but it's like the feed is already 720p, and then it's also chroma subsampled in addition to that, of course. So that makes the red text in particular look pretty not great.
Time-bending epic. Today, after many twists and turns, it is finally time for Patrice Désilets to invite you in to his new world.
born to be the collector. To protect a world I cannot be a part of. Destined to be feared for what I am.
Okay, so it's officially 3 p.m., so now we are at the 1 hour mark. So that means we have an hour left. So we still got a lot of time. In fact, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'm not gonna go to a be right back screen. I'm gonna just leave it as is, but I'll be back in like a second. I'll be back in like a minute.
Has been a monumental and emotional journey. David Lynch once said, the film is the talking. That's how I feel today about the game. Instead of explaining features, I'll simply say this.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, I don't think I've missed anything. It took a little longer than I expected because there was something that happened, but anyway.
It's a 30-minute story experience and amuse-bouche, if you will. I'll leave you with
You saw Spider-Man Brand New Day's runtime is 2 hours. I did not see that, but okay, that sounds about right. I mean, obviously it wasn't going to be 3 hours. Cat game. Is video buffering? Use the low latency toggle. Well, there shouldn't be any issues, right? I got gigabit fiber. The internet connection is not the problem. It's not my problem if it's lagging.
Thank you, Patrice. Still to come, we've got a lot of great announcements for you, including a special surprise guest. Who's that?
Is this like Saw? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you want to play a game? Well, that's great. We're here at Summer Game Fest. This is all about playing games. It's perfect.
Roll the tape.
You heard the puppet. Roll the tape.
So obviously some new Saw game of some kind. Bloober team's involved.
They call you a monster, but I call you a prophet. Pain is our only true path to redemption. It strips away the lies that people tell themselves.
You know, I've been thinking recently about when I want to try streaming on Twitch again, you know? I haven't streamed on Twitch in a long time. Ever since I've moved back over to YouTube in late 2022, I've very rarely streamed on Twitch. I know I did a couple of multi-streams at one point on Twitch since 2022, but for the most part, I've barely done anything on there. Because the way I look at it is, you know, if I'm going to grow anything, I want to grow the YouTube channel. I don't want to split my potential audience between two different platforms when YouTube is the one I care about far more. But I definitely know at least one stream I'm going to do on Twitch when the time comes. And that is when Smash 6 comes out and I inevitably do like the day one stream for it, that's going to be a multi-stream between YouTube and Twitch because that's obviously a big enough deal to justify it. But aside from that, there's really no other stream where I feel like multi-streaming to Twitch is worth doing right now.
The spiral bleeds ever deeper. Let the games begin.
Our war's end approaches. Humanity's fate will be determined.
Why does this look familiar? Did they show anything Marvel or DC? No. I mean, I don't think there's anything really they would even show anyway. I mean, obviously we got Wolverine in the PlayStation event. We also saw more Tokon. The Batman, the Lego Batman game just came out recently. I mean, there's not really anything for them to show. See, I thought it was Lords of the Fallen. I saw that initial character and I was like, why does this look familiar? Yeah, Lords of the Fallen.
Lords of the Fallen 2 is also coming to Steam this fall. Next up is a brand new game from BitReactor, a studio formed by some of the most experienced developers in the tactics genre. This is Star Wars Zero Company.
Intelligence was just briefed of a separatist fleet massing in the Seralonis system.
That's Revenge of the Sith. That's the Revenge of the Sith. Yep. This is Revenge of the Sith territory in terms of the time period. And it's being published by EA. Okay. The main reason I say that's notable is just because, obviously, EA had that exclusive license for a while. But then, eventually, Ubisoft and other companies were allowed to make games for Star Wars again. But they still obviously... I mean, obviously there's the Jedi Survivor, like, Fallen Order stuff with Respawn, but... You know. But yeah, this is definitely Revenge of the Sith time period. 100%. Also, Paramount merger with Warner Bros. EU thing got set for July 7th for the approval. Okay, then. Oh yeah, I mentioned this at the very beginning of the stream, but I saw I saw today that apparently Paramount, so you know Skydance New Media, which is the company that's making Marvel 1943, apparently they got renamed to Paramount Game Studios, and funny enough, they actually announced a game in this presentation with that new name. You know, under the new name. Oh, there's Anakin. They didn't show Marvel 1943 though, but they did announce a new game under the Paramount Game Studios banner.
The monster within, and today, one of Europe's most ambitious studios is ready to take you into a brutal new world where vampires have emerged from hiding.
It's just gonna be... What's it called? The Vampires Masquerade 2 or whatever. That's the only game I can think of that has anything to do with this, and I think they're a European studio. And now we go back in time. There has been very few indie games in this presentation, by the way. They showed one like indie game that was like this, like you're two ducks and you have to like move an egg around without it breaking. I think that might be the only straight up like indie game we have seen. There might have been one other one, but like all the games we've seen so far have not been indie games outside of, oh, whoa. The feed is all, whoa. Okay, that I don't know what happened there. Something went wrong with the feed. I guess I'm not free from technical problems even on the Twitch feed. So it's like, do I want audio desync or do I want that, I guess? Although that was obviously a very extreme example. That probably won't happen again, what we just saw. It all hitching like crazy, and it was running at like 2 FPS.
The game director of The Blood of Dawnwalker. What you just saw was an invitation to join us on an adventure.
So, okay, so this is not Vampire... Whatever game I said I thought it was, it's not that.
The first part, a CGI, shows where our saga leads to. A present-day adventure.
No, really? It was CG? Well, then again, I don't know. Nothing about it was necessarily, like, too good looking for it to be.
As we head making it. Thank you, and have great rest of the show.
Oh, yeah, I need to, well, she's not, yeah, I probably should let her out.
Thanks, Conrad. Next, the creators of Among Us have been hard at work on a new project.
Okay.
Today, we're revealing it for the first time.
Yeah, her. Bella is a her. This is something I've wondered for a while, honestly. Like, they gotta put out something new. But this still looks like it's Among Us based in some way. It's got a different art style, though. So this is like a spin-off, I assume? Man, remember when Among Us was like the biggest game in the world? Among Us Story. Okay.
From the Among Us TV series, please welcome Yvette Nicole Brown and Liv Hewson.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot there's a TV show coming. I believe it's being made by CBS, funny enough.
Hello, Summer Game Fest! Hey! We are so excited about the future of Among Us as crew members ourselves, our task...
Now, to be clear, when I say being made by CBS, I mean made by CBS. Not airing on CBS, not airing on Paramount Plus. It is being made by, like, the CBS Animation Studio. Like, I think it's called... I believe they're called CBS Productions is the name of, like, the internal CBS Animation Studio. Which is rare, because I think they're a new studio. They've only worked on, I think, Star Trek stuff up until this point. Like the Star Trek, Fleet Academy or whatever the heck that animated show is that kind of looks like Rick and Morty. They've worked on, like, a couple of shows so far, but they're, like, a new studio. Now, this show might be on Paramount Plus, but it's being made by CBS. This is not, like, a... Visually, the show actually looks pretty good. It nails the art style pretty well. Only problem is that this show is like 3 or 4 years late. That's the only issue with it. If this had come out in like 2022 even, I think this would have been a much bigger deal, but yeah. Also, I think this is hand-drawn. It looks hand-drawn. It doesn't look like it's doing the It doesn't look like it's doing the puppeteering thing. It looks hand-drawn to me. Which is honestly very surprising. Because there's not that many Western animated shows that are, like, fully hand-drawn anymore for the characters. And I think all the characters are hand-drawn in this. That's actually real. So yeah, it is on Paramount Plus. But it is being made internally by CBS, like, Animation or whatever. But yeah, that looked hand-drawn. The characters looked hand-drawn. That's actually really cool. I didn't expect them to do that. I thought it was going to be, you know, the puppeteering rig thing that most Western shows do now. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. You know, one of the downsides. So obviously, if you couldn't tell already, I still have the noise suppression turned off so the voice sounds clear like it did in the last stream. But the one downside of that is that now if Bella's at the door, then obviously you can hear meowing trying to get out because I don't have the noise suppression. But oh well. Okay, so here's another Nintendo Switch 2 as games. I'm surprised that there's a second one, to be honest. I thought that first one was going to be the only thing we saw. Also, this is all third-party games, by the way. Both of these ads have just been third-party. That's fine. I mean, it's obviously a good thing to show that we got third-party games. It's just, you know... But you think that they would be like, hey, here's Yoshi, here's Pokopia, here's some of the more recent games. They're first party as well, but no, they're not in there. Also, I saw your unfinished unboxing for the Switch 2. Yeah, so I already made a post about this, but in case anyone hasn't seen it. So, of course, today is the Switch 2's anniversary. And so I wanted to do something for it, of course. I don't think I'm gonna do a stream. Like, I was thinking of maybe doing some Mario Kart because I haven't done a stream for that at all yet, and it's the 1-year anniversary. I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but I do know that I wanted to do something, so I went ahead and I did a discussion video, the longest discussion video I think I've ever done, talking, going through, the Switch 2's, kind of life cycle so far, talking about all that, the highs, the lows, all that. It's about 2 hours long, but I do hope you guys watch it. And then I also, on the second channel, I put up the unfinished unboxing video that I recorded a year ago today, but I never uploaded because I never finished it. Because halfway through the unboxing, I decided, I'm not really feeling it, and I decided, to kind of stop there. But, I got the footage laying around still, so I figured, why not upload it? As long as I clearly mark that it's not finished, why not put it up, Even if it is a little awkward, because it has, I do the intro twice. Like, I have the initial intro on the first clip, and then on the second clip, I redo the intro again because I thought the intro on the first part wasn't good enough. And I just decided to leave that in because, the video is unfinished anyway, so I may as well just present all the footage I have raw as is. So, I don't know, I hope you guys enjoy that for what it's worth, but yeah, so we got two videos for the anniversary. CD Projekt Red, what? Oh, this is Edge Runners. This is Edge Runners, okay.
Maybe the two of you really are from another universe.
This is not 2077. This is like a spin-off game of some kind. Was this already announced? I don't think it was.
I can feel it. That Nightmare Tacit Discord is looking for us.
Oh, it's a Wuthering Waves crossover. Okay. So never mind, it's not a brand new game.
That was a look at what's ahead for Wuthering Waves and its collab with Cyberpunk Edge Runners on June 8th. Now, if you want to track all the games shown today, head to player.gg/SGF to see the full lineup and wishlist your favorites across all platforms. Right now, it's time for news on a massive expansion coming to a franchise that has been on this stage before.
This is gonna be The Witcher, right? Nope. This is not the new Witcher expansion that they just announced. This is, oh god, the stream is stuttering again. Come on. At least, if you're gonna be 720p, at least don't hitch. At least don't hitch. Please be smooth and stable. That's all I ask. So yeah, Monster Hunter expansion. Now the game has been out for a year now, so I guess it makes sense that it's about time we got an expansion announced. I wonder if the PC version has improved. I know people complained about the PC version when it came out. I wonder if it's any better now. Oh man, this is pixelated bit rate. Just to be clear, Jeff only shows the Muppets during the Game Awards. Yeah, they're only at the Game Awards. God, this hitching. Now I'm tempted to go back to the YouTube stream. Screw it, we're gonna go back to the YouTube stream. Okay, so Ascendance is the name of the new expansion. Next year. Okay. A massive expansion. This looks so much better. This looks so much better than the Twitch stream. Let's just hope that the audio delay doesn't come back. But I think I'd prefer that than the stuttering at the moment. And again, it's not my side. It's not my side that's the issue. Okay, what is this Doctor Strange cape thing? Oh, never mind. Okay. Yeah, I can tell it looks a lot clearer. Yeah, and you're watching this on the 1080p feed that I'm doing. But I'm watching this at 4K, and it looks way better than the Twitch stream, which is only 720p. But let's just hope that the audio doesn't become desynced again. So we got about 40 minutes left. Still no FF7. But again, if FF7 is here, it will almost certainly be the one last thing. So I'm not too worried about that yet. This game actually looks kind of neat. They definitely got the music.
Take your time. Enjoy.
That was a new look at gameplay from Swords of Legend, a fantasy action RPG. There you saw a boss fight against Kong Kong Zi, with each move pulled from real centuries-old Chinese magic tradition. Now, how about a little toy car magic? Get ready for lots of loop-de-loops and massive jumps with the announcement of the biggest Hot Wheels racing game yet.
Okay, I figured it was going to be Hot Wheels of some kind. I actually did play a little bit of, there was a Hot Wheels game that came out, like, a couple of years ago. That was on PlayStation Plus. I actually did play a little bit of it. This seems to be completely different than that game was, though. This looks kind of neat. Infinite Rush. Yeah, it's on everything. And yeah, I figured it was Unreal. That looked like Unreal to me. Oh, oh. Ooh. Are we gonna get the definitive edition announced? Because that's been rumored for a while. Godzilla? Okay. Evangelion? Ray? I assume Asuka will also be playable. No Frontier Definitive Edition. They're not announcing that yet, though. But okay.
Alright, now the world premiere of a project that depicts the entire story of a famous anime from beginning to end. Dedicate your heart to this.
That's a hint that I don't recognize. Okay, not gonna lie, the second I saw the water, for some reason I was like, is this what I think it is? I was actually right. That's really funny. It's funny how just the water was enough to tell me what it was. Okay. There hasn't been a new Attack on Titan game in years, so... Sure, why not? I've actually seen the show. Like, the whole thing. And yeah, it's pretty good. It was definitely worth watching after my brother basically begged me to watch it. It's kind of a shame when it was all over, because it was like, man, it's a shame that there's not any more of this, you know? Yeah, I really liked it, though, from beginning to end, the whole thing. And this is obviously showing the later portions of it. This is like the last season, basically, they're showing right now. Now, is this a sequel to, like, the previous couple of games that came out, or is this just, like, a brand new one from the ground up? Because my guess is this is, like, a sequel, right? Yeah, okay, this is the third one, okay. I don't know if it's going to be any good. I don't know how people feel about the previous ones, but, you know, Attack on Titan's, you know, big deal.
Leaders behind Forza Horizon comes a new cinematic open-world driving experience.
This is a game we've heard of before, although I don't know if we've seen it before, though. And it's kind of funny, because we just got a new Forza Horizon, so it's kind of funny that the studio from people that used to work at Playground, they're making their own. I'm gonna make my own Horizon with blackjack and hookers. Although this game seems to have more of a storyline to it than the Horizons games do. Also, assuming that what we're seeing is like what the game actually looks like, it looks pretty good. Like, it looks better than the Forza Horizon games. I mean, the Horizon games look great, but this looks even better, assuming that this is what the game looks like, and this isn't just, you know, in-engine whatever, you know, that whole thing. If the game even looks remotely like that. This is probably all in-engine. This is probably not really what the game looks like, but... But yeah, I don't know, like the idea of a Horizon game, but it's more story-centric and more character-focused, that's definitely different. 2027. Now, this one clearly says in-engine cinematic with in-game assets. Is this Kingdom Come Deliverance? That's my guess. Now, this is obviously gameplay. Like, this is clearly gameplay, what we're seeing right now. But then again, I think this is Kingdom Come Deliverance, so that's a game that already exists. It's already out. Never mind, it's not Kingdom Come Deliverance. Okay. Thought it was gonna be like some DLC or something. But okay.
We have lots more Summer Game Fest ahead, and trust me, you definitely will want to stick around. Right now, here's a new look at Sea of Remnants from NetEase.
Another NetEase game. We saw one early on in the show. We haven't had any desync, by the way. We haven't had any desync ever since we've moved back over to YouTube, so that seems to be gone now, hopefully. I wonder when we're going to see Hi-Fi Rush 2. Because that's, of course, Krafton is now publishing that, since they now own Tango. So that won't be at an Xbox event, but I don't know. I hope that we get to see that game, you know. We're not going to see it now, but like maybe at like the Game Awards we could see it or something. I could see it being at the Game Awards. What even is this game? Like, I have no idea what this game is supposed to be. Well, that was a really fast transition away. Oh, Capcom.
Guys, is it me or is there something off with this one?
Yeah, he seems different. Has he always had that mustache? He doesn't have a mustache.
I have no idea what that block character is supposed to be, by the way.
Name's Ryu. What's all this mess about me being different? Well, look at that. He sounds different too.
What in the Sam Hill? Everyone in Tokyo talks like this.
I know what this is. It's called a knockoff.
Well, Tarnation could a knock off do this? Howdy, Dukin.
Yikes.
Oh, wait, I know what that block character is. That's Monster Hunter. That's Monster Hunter Wilds. The character from that. I just now realized what that character is supposed to be. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. some UFC thing? Or is this... See, I was gonna say, wait a second, is this Hitman? But they just put out 007. How can they already have Hitman? Oh, okay. Wait, what? Was that a mobile thing? Because I saw the App Store on there. Is this? Yes, it is! I was gonna say, what? I saw that character and I'm like, is this what I think it is? Yes, it is. Remember this game? Remember when this game lit the world on fire in like early 2024? I mean, I played it myself and I haven't played it in a long time, but I actually did really like playing this game when I did. I played it like for a good couple weeks straight at one point. Like it was the only thing I did. I haven't played the game in a long time though. Like actually played it. I've fired it up a couple of times, but not in a long time to actually sit down and play it. It'd be really funny if they announced a Switch 2 version. It'd be really funny. That's obviously not going to happen, but it'd be kind of funny if they did. Yeah, I don't even know how many updates have come out for this game since... I know they had, like... There was an update that came out, like, a year or so ago, and then that's, I think, the last time I remember hearing about it. Oh, so this is going to be the official release. Because it was an early access before this, technically. So now it's exiting early access. That's why they're calling it 1.0. July 10th. Okay, then. So that's on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. And it's still on Game Pass, by the way. It's still on Game Pass.
I mentioned we'll have lots of new worlds to explore today, and the return of some long-awaited ones as well. This next game falls into that last category.
Okay.
It's been a long
8 years? Oh, is this the Wolf Among Us? I immediately know this is the... Yeah, this is the Wolf Among Us. Yeah, this was announced a long time ago. Has it actually been 8 years? Or when he says 8 years, does he just mean, like, since the last game came out? I do remember the sequel being announced, but has it really been 8 years since they announced it? No, this is under the new Telltale, because of course OG Telltale, they went bankrupt in 2018, you know, and then they came back, or something, I don't know, it's a whole thing.
Ready to get to work?
Do we have a date for it? 2027. That's better than nothing. Again, this game was announced like a long time ago. I don't know if it's literally been 8 years, like he said, but it has been a long time. And I assume that they're remastering the original series.
I was wondering when you'd turn up. Looking for me?
So yeah, they're remastering the original series as well. I assume it's going to be on, like, everything. No, no platforms. I assume it's going to be on everything. But yeah, I remember that being announced a long time ago, though. I just don't know if it's been as long as he implied that it was, but I do remember it being announced a long time ago and nothing came of it. It's already out, though? No, it's not the 2. Oh, you're talking about the remaster. Why remaster it? I want to say The Wolf Among Us came out in, like, 2014. So it probably has PS4, Xbox One versions already, but I don't know, you know, they could put out a Switch version, they could put out whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Let me actually see. What platforms is it on? I'm gonna look real quick. I'm guessing, because, I'm guessing it was PS3, 360, PS4, Xbox One, PC, is my guesses for what. Wolf Among Us. Let's see. When did it come out? It came out... Okay, the very first episode came out in 2013. And it was PS3, PS4, Vita. It was on the Vita. 360, Xbox One, not PC though. But actually, no, there was a PC version. Maybe that came out later. Okay, so The Wolf Among Us 2 was announced in 2019, apparently, is what the Wikipedia says. So yeah, it has been a long time. It has been a long time since they announced it. Where did they announce it, though? Was that the Game Awards? Because I don't remember that being at the Game Awards, but maybe it was. Because I do remember it being announced. I remember whatever event it was announced at, I remember being there for that event. It was at the Game Awards. Okay. It was at the Game Awards, yeah. So that's been a long time. Again, that's not a game I'm particularly interested in, but I know that's a game that has been a long awaited for some people. I do know that. It's Telltale, it's on everything but the Switch 2. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be on everything, basically. I mean, at least according to the Wikipedia page, it says PS4, PS5, PC, Xbox One, Series X and S. But I'm sure it'll get a Switch 2 version. That seems like the kind of game that would get a Switch 2 version. Oh, so wait, okay, so is this, is this Stellar Blade? I know they were working on a sequel, but isn't it a little soon for us to see that? Well, I mean, it's a video game. I'm not really sure what you're expecting. So it is Stellar Blade. And it has a subtitle this time, okay. So they're not just going to call it 2. They're going to give it a subtitle. But no time frame. Something more creative than this. You know, I normally don't say this, but I've noticed the last couple of times you've been here, you've definitely been... You've really been pouncing on stuff, I've noticed. You know. Funny enough, so obviously you were here for the State of Play stream the other day, and I didn't realize until I was looking through it after the fact, because I did not realize that YouTube had a feature in OBS where you can look at previous streams where they can show you, hey, here's this person on a previous stream. Apparently, you are the guy that was ragging on Air Riders when I did that stream. I didn't even realize that was you. I mean, obviously your opinion's your opinion, but but you do seem to rag on stuff a lot, I will say. More than I've seen really anyone do in any of my streams. Well, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on Air Riders, but I haven't played Air Riders in a while, I will say, but I did play a good amount of that game, though. I got like 60 hours in it. That's the worst of the new Switch exclusives. I have not played enough of them. Okay, so there's Tifa. This has been talked about for a while, actually. I get it and why people enjoy Battle Royale racing, but honestly, that's not something to buy the console for. To be fair, I don't disagree. I don't think now, to be clear, Air Riders is not just City Trial, but I would agree. City Trial, sorry, Air Riders is not a system seller game, but I like it. I like it. You don't have to like it. That's fine. But I like it. But yeah, this is cool though. We're getting Tifa. This has been rumored for a while. Now, is this gonna be the only FF7 announcement? Or are we gonna actually get it? Are we actually gonna get it? Because Jeff already told us on Twitter that we are gonna be getting a single-player game as the final announcement, which is obviously in response to how the whole High Guard thing from the Game Awards. And the hope is that's gonna be FF7. That's certainly what I hope it's gonna be. But we'll see. I mean, we have this. It's not better than any of the other Nintendo exclusives out currently. Well, I'll say this. I've only played a couple of the Switch 2 games so far. So I've by no means played all of them. Heck, there's even some of the bigger ones I haven't even gotten around to yet. So I can only speak to what I've played. I'm not trying to claim Air Riders is the best game ever or anything like that. I'm just saying I like it. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, okay. Yeah, I don't mind if we get the trailer for FF7 yet. I mean, I don't mind waiting for it. I mean, my expectation is that if it's here, it will be the last thing we get. Because what can be bigger than FF7? Because we're not going to see GTA 6, right? Rockstar they'll show GTA 6 on their own. We're not going to get Ocarina of Time because that'll be in the Direct later this month. Oh. Already? Oh yeah, it's 3:48. We are approaching the end here.
I don't know what I could say to set this moment up besides this. Get ready for the final battle.
This must be it, right? Yep, this is it. Just that long ago. That's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear, right? Yep, here it is. Here's part 3, baby. I still haven't played Rebirth, by the way. I have it. I have it on my shelf. I haven't played it yet. I've been wanting to get through Crisis Core first. But yeah, just that long ago, I immediately knew it was FF7 for one simple reason, because that's the exact same delivery as the iconic 2015 long ago they saw a foreboding sky. You know, the iconic 2015 trailer. That's how I knew. Just that those 2 words, and they're in the airship and everything. Where are we dropping, boys? But yeah, Now, this is going to be 2027, obviously, which will perfectly line up with the 30th anniversary. And it's 60 FPS. Now, granted that they're showing PC footage. They said it was PC footage. But I'm sure there will be I'm sure there'll be a 60 FPS mode still though on consoles, but now is this going to be multi-platform at launch though? Because Square has been moving towards more multi-platform stuff. Obviously, Rebirth just came out on Switch 2 and Xbox. So is this going to be like day and date on everything? Or is this going to be like PS5 first, and then it's going to be like 6 months later on everything else? I mean, I'm going to get on PS5. What's the subtitle? Revelation. Okay, so that's the final name. Okay. It wasn't going to be Reunion because they already used Reunion for Crisis Core. Okay. I wasn't really sure what they were going to give the subtitle though. Okay, Revelation. That's part 3's name. Cool.
There you have it, and no, he's not done yet. Please join me in welcoming back to Summer Game Fest the director of Final Fantasy VII, Revelation.
Consoles are standard 60 FPS. Why do PC guys do that? Oh. Do. Yes, you are. So, okay, this is something that's really cool. Notice how the logo is like the OG FF7 logo in terms of its design. I mean, obviously the logos for the remakes are obviously based on the original, but like, I mean, like the color palette, the grading, right? It's clearly like the FF7 OG color for the logo, as opposed to like part 1, where it was like a dark green. This is clearly supposed to be like the OG, like, you know, starts dark at the top and then gets lighter as it goes down. Whereas, of course, Rebirth was red. I thought they were going to do a different color. I thought it was going to be like yellow or something was going to be the color for the third game. But yeah, the logo looks good, though. It looks good. But yeah, I totally thought there was you know, part 1 is like a darker green, part 2 is red, so I thought part 3 was going to be like yellow or something, but okay. But it does look good still, though. I like the kind of, you know, combining the new high-res logo with the OG kind of color design of the original 90s logo.
We're committed to delivering this experience in its ultimate form. Please stay with us and witness what lies beyond that resolve.
Today,
No.
to help guide us on our path.
Are we going to get...
Welcome to the stage. The voice of Vincent Valentine, Matt Mercer.
Okay. Matt Mercer. You know, for a split second, I thought they were going to bring out, like, Kitase or something like that. But okay.
Very much, Hamaguchi-san. It's truly a privilege to be here with you today, if you know me.
We didn't get a time frame. They didn't say 2027. It's got to be 2027, right? I mean, come on. That's the 30th anniversary. It's got to be 2027. But they didn't say that. At least not yet. They also didn't say if it was day and date on every platform or not.
A constant reminder of your mission and the grave threats you'll confront as you embark upon your journey and face the epic conclusion of the remake series. Aboard the Highwind, your very own airship and the pride of the Shinra fleet.
Are you streaming anything else today? I mean, I kind of mentioned this earlier. I was thinking of maybe streaming some Mario Kart just for the heck of it because it's the 1-year anniversary, but I'm not really sure. I think I'm probably good today. I mean, I already put out the Switch 2, the Switch 2 video. I already put out the old unboxing. We have this. I kind of feel like I've done enough for today. You know? Besides, if I was going to do a Mario Kart stream, I'd want to do it with someone, and I don't know if anyone's going to be available, so I don't know. I'm going to say we're not going to do anything else for the rest of the day. I think this is going to be it.
With the wind rushing past, you'll descend seamlessly from the sky above to the ground below. Where will the winds guide you first? That freedom is in your hands. But no matter your destination, to defeat your enemy, you'll need a fighting chance. And that starts with your trusted allies. At long last, with the world teetering on a blade's edge, everyone assembles at Cloud's side, forming an epic ensemble.
I meant for any live streams involving live streams like Microsoft and Nintendo. So obviously when the Xbox event happens in 2 days, it happens on the 7th, I'm obviously going to stream that. We're going to see Persona 4 Revival again. We might get Persona 6. Either way, we're going to be watching that one, obviously. And obviously, when we finally get a Direct, like a proper Nintendo Direct, we'll obviously watch that. That's really it. I don't have any other plans as far as, like, you know, any of these presentations are concerned. It's just, we're going to watch the Xbox event when that happens, and when the Direct finally happens, we're going to watch that, obviously. There's not any of the other streams I'm interested in. I know there's a bunch of, like, smaller streams, but I'm not really interested in any of those, really.
Summoning Ifrit never gets old. There are truly some chill-inducing fights ahead in Revelation. I'm so excited to see all of your reactions. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm gonna be seeing Max's reaction. Of course, he's the first guy. He's the first guy guys see the reaction for.
Vincent is a deft gunslinger, capable of delivering precise, high-yield shots. But there's more to this secretive former Turk than meets the eye. The result of
Now, is this game Unreal Engine 4 or 5? Because obviously Part 1 is Unreal Engine 4. Part 2, I think, is still Unreal Engine 4. This game... I wonder if it's still UE4. I wonder if they're all UE4.
Sid Highwind, the cantankerous pilot extraordinaire, joins the party.
Then again, the entire idea was that, hey, once we get everything nailed down, then we can just kind of go from there. So maybe maybe upgrading to UE5 would just make the game take longer to come out, you know? I don't know. I mean, the game looks fine, obviously, as is. I'm just saying, because, you know, obviously UE5 is the new engine, but there might still be some games left in the UE4 tank. This might be one of them. Okay, so now you get outfits. That wasn't in either of the previous games. I mean, it's definitely not in the first one. It's not in the second one, as far as I know. Although, again, I haven't played Part 2 yet. But you get outfits in this one. It'd be cool if we got, like, PS1 models. We got, like, the PS1 polygon models as skins. That'd be cool.
Will you be enough to stop them before it's too late? As the world is torn apart, you and your friends must unite. In Revelation, we come to the thrilling conclusion of the Final Fantasy VII saga. And your mission is clear. Take up your Buster Sword, equip your materia, and stand together. One last time.
Now, obviously, this isn't saying much because this is all PC footage, but, like, this has been pretty much holding to 60 FPS the whole time. But again, this is PC, though, so it's not really saying much, but still.
Well, thank you all. Thank you, Hamaguchi-san, for bringing us this extended look at Final Fantasy VII Revelation. I think I speak for all of us when I say we cannot wait to play it.
But, Mark, I think we ended the video too early. I hate to leave a story unfinished.
Is that right? Well, then, you better take a look.
I kind of like his, like, Iwata style, like, broken English. He's, like, struggling to say words. I kind of like it, honestly. Yeah, this is still going. I did not think they were going to be showing this much of it. It's on everything, day one. Alrighty, spring 2027. So yeah, you see how the logo is different between part 1 and part 2. You can see how it's like one of them is darker than the other. Man, it's crazy how long it's been. The trilogy is almost complete after all these years. Alrighty then. Well, good job, Jeff. You delivered. You gave us exactly what we wanted. We all wanted the final game to be FF7. We got FF7. You have redeemed yourself from Highguard. I mean, I never really cared about the whole Highguard thing all that much, but I know people memed on him a lot. I know people memed the hell out of him for the whole Highguard and how that went down, how that was the last game and everything, but he made up for it, and we had a pretty good first couple of announcements with Resident Evil Requiem and Resident Evil Code Veronica and Cuphead. We also had some other neat announcements in there, and we ended with FF7. Spring 2027. It's called Revelations. It's coming out on every platform at the same time. So I'm good. I'm happy. I think this was a solid showcase. I mean, there was definitely a good 30-some minutes where it kind of felt like they didn't have anything too big, but they had it where it mattered, right? We got some really big announcements out of this, and they ended strong. And I think that's very important. You got to end on a high note. You got to end on something strong. They ended on something strong. I'm happy. I'm happy with this. So, good job on you, Jeff. So yeah, that's that. So there we go. That was Summer Games Fest 2026. We got some pretty cool announcements in there. And they ended strong. They gave us exactly what we wanted. We all wanted FF7. We got FF7. My only complaint is that I wish the logo had a different color. Only because they did it with Rebirth, right? If Rebirth hadn't have had a red logo, I wouldn't have cared. But the fact that Rebirth is red and this one is not like yellow or something, it kind of throws it off. But it does look good, and it harkens back to the OG logo design. The subtitle, I mean, I didn't really know what they were going to call it. I mean, the only other one that would have made any sense to me would have been like Requiem, because they couldn't. Reunion would have been the perfect subtitle. Reunion would have been the perfect subtitle if they had gone with it. But they didn't. Because they used it for Crisis Core. But Revelations, that's a fine one. It's Revelations. It's funny how I'm already forgetting. It's Revelations. That's the subtitle, right? Yeah, Revelation without the S. So, alrighty. That's that. So, thank you all for watching. Thank you, Antonio. Thank you, Rishi Rish. Thank you, everyone else that may have watched at some point, after the fact, whatever. And yeah, so what's next? Well, again, as far as right now, if you guys have not seen my discussion video talking about the Switch 2 so far, I highly recommend you go watch that. I also have that unfinished unboxing over on the second channel. And as for what's coming up next, again, I'll be doing the Xbox event. I will be doing the Nintendo Direct when that happens. As for gaming streams, though, again, I thought about doing Mario Kart today, but I'm not feeling it right now. I don't feel like doing it right now. Besides, we're going to play Mario Kart when it gets DLC, so it's going to get its stream eventually. So I think I'm good for right now, but for the meantime, go watch that discussion video, go watch that unboxing, and stay tuned for the Xbox and Direct streams. So that's pretty much it for me. Again, thank you all for watching. And with that being said, this is Logan509XP. And I'll see you guys next time.